How's it going, everyone? My name is Bradley and welcome to Detective Butler Maiden Voyage Murder. This is a game I saw free on Steam after I saw Jack play the monster inside and I thought it looked interesting, so I try it out. Who doesn't love a good murder case? So let's go new game. Put the link in the description below in case you guys want to play it for yourselves. This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents and products are used fictionally, blah blah blah. Can't read that fast. On the dark and rainy streets of London, a crowd stands huddled together under umbrellas. In the middle of this circle lies a body. A stab wound to the chest makes it clear this person has been murdered. And with this, I've solved it. Jeez, frame rate, what are you doing to me? A man wearing a trench coat and fedora emerges from behind the group, and they all turn to face him in shock. Who was this man? Where did he come from? The volume's too loud, give me a second. That should be better. You solved it? Sir, please do tell us what you know. I say, you can't have possibly done so. This here is what the bigwigs call an impossible crime. If those men from the yard can't wrap their heads around it, then surely a commoner such as yourself. Hold it. I may be an amateur, but that won't stop me. Because I get a real kick out of solving these impossible murders. Quote unquote impossible. As if the man's words hadn't phased them in the slightest, the crowd does nothing to stop the man from touching the dead body. The man reaches into the corpse's pockets, smirking once he realizes what's inside. Yep. Just as I thought. If he had these tools on him when he died, then I definitely know how it was done. If I may politely ask, isn't there a problem? It's been raining constantly for the past 3 hours, but as you can see, there are no footprints in the ground here, save our own. That's what makes this crime impossible. Yeah, because rain can just instantly wash away footprints. Oh yeah, probably can. I find it hard to believe someone could stab this man and walk away without leaving a single footprint. Really, no blood would be dripping from the murder weapon, or something. Unless they didn't leave them. I don't know. I'm not sure in this case well enough. There was a second victim, wasn't there? Killed in an impossible manner as well. Found dead in his study, right? How did you know that? We haven't told anyone. Never mind that. Let me first explain the other victim. Then I'll get to this one. Right. Please do go on. Think back to earlier today. When the master was found in his study, the door was locked, and a servant had to open it using her key. Then, upon inspecting the room, you all saw that all windows were locked, and his only key to the room was hidden inside his desk drawer. That's right. That's exactly what happened. It's impossible, I say. A true locked room murder. In the morning, while the master was out walking his dog, the culprit approached the door to the study. He then took out some tools and unscrewed the hinges of the door. That's how he got in without using a key. Then, the culprit plopped some cyanide into the master's tea, which the poor fool carelessly left sitting out. That explains why the room smelled of bitter almonds. Yes. It may be true that the room smelled of almonds, but... You think I forgot about the sealed windows? The culprit took apart one of the frames, making sure the window itself remained locked. Then, from the outside, they reattached the frame as if it had never been touched. Same as the door. This is one smart and quiet bastard. And so that's how the master was poisoned to death? But you still haven't explained the most important part. Who is the one who carried out such a devilish deed? All of us gathered here have solid alibis. The culprit? You're surrounding him. The amateur sleuth points to the nearby corpse. I say. It was the master's brother this whole time? If the master were to accidentally die, the inheritance would be for the talking, would be his for the taking. When he escaped out the window and climbed onto the roof. That's when his plan went horribly wrong. The master has seen all this coming, a concealed knife throwing trap from his own rooftop. And so our culprit became the victim of a second murder. And our victim becomes our second culprit. Hold on. There's one flaw with that theory. What happened to the knife? It was made out of ice, so by the time anyone found the body, it had melted without a trace. I never thought of using an ice knife as a weapon. Not that I've murdered anybody. I'm just surprised it lasted that long. The crowd was speechless. Everything had now been revealed to them by this unknown amateur. He's not an amateur, he's a freaking expert. You can thank me later. I just can't pass up an interesting puzzle. But that's my style. If it's not interesting, I won't bother solving it. Ciao. Thought my computer would be compatible enough, but for some reason the frame rate is absolute shit right now. Maybe. The man fades into the darkness. The crowd is satisfied with his explanation of the two recent murders, and no longer need the aid of the detective who happened to stay the night in their mansion beforehand. This nameless detective, who suddenly appeared out of nowhere, was more than capable enough. He had matched his wits against the real detective, and had constructed a theory that suited the facts perfectly. The only question that lingered in that overconfident amateur's mind is whether or not his theory was really what the book's author had intended, and were breaking the fourth wall. The man, now sitting at a modern-day bus stop, flips to the next page in his book. Meh. My explanation is way better. With a disgusted look on his face, he closes the book and impatiently folds his arms. Welp, I'm bored. Should have brought some more books with me. I'll have to find something else to entertain me now. Another boring day. At least so far. It's the middle of July and we're going on a cruise. It sounds fairly normal, but I'm not too excited about it. Never saw the point of one, really. But my father insisted I go with him, so here I am. How much longer until we get there? Should we be at the dock soon? Shouldn't we be at the dock soon? This car ride is making me sick. Hey Gilligan, you feeling okay? You look bored out of your mind. I'm fine, Dad. Are we there yet? Yeah, almost. You see the seagulls out there? That tells you we're getting close. My frame rate's getting a little better. Blurry seagull, but cool. My father points to the several seagulls flying around the nearby ocean. There's only one. There's actually a story to those seagulls. From a long time ago, when my family used to live here in California. Back then, both my father and mother lived here, near the place these seagulls are flying around. My mother really loved animals, so she would go see them whenever she could. The two of them often saw those birds hanging around near the beach or harbor. The seagulls must have left my father without a lasting impression. He told my mother how they reminded him of his favorite TV show as a kid. The one about some people shipwrecked on an island. And that's how I got my name. Gilligan. I've grown used to it by now, but being named after a fictional character sure was weird at first. That said, Galvano is a pretty strange name too. Maybe it just runs in the family. At long last, we find a parking spot and the car goes silent. Since we're finally here, I'll stop my complaining. I unlock the door and step onto the pavement as a small earthquake occurred. The cool summer breeze greets me as I stretch my muscles outside. In front of me rests an enormous cruise ship. I hadn't heard of it, but supposedly it's top notch. That's why my father booked a vacation here. Today marks the beginning of its maiden voyage, the first voyage a ship makes. So I'm left wondering how a cruise ship can be known as top-notch without having made a single trip. This ship went by a different name a long time ago. Well, I can't remember it, but they refurnished the whole thing too. But it's almost like it's brand new. Ah, I get it. So it's a high-class ship that's been completely redone, and we'll be the ones to experience its first cruise. How'd you find out about this? Believe it or not, I'm friends with the captain. You know, company connections and all that. So he told me right away when he finally got enough money together to start the cruise ship again. I see. I guess being the CEO does have its perks. My father's the CEO of a rather large company. It's an insurance company, so to sum things up, it's an insurance company, so to sum things up, my family's filthy rich. However, I don't actually do anything for the company itself. At the moment, I only have a high school diploma, and I'm to begin coursework at a prestigious university. I'm also a detective as a hobby. Afterward, I might be able to get something done, but for most of my life, I've been known to be a slacker. I guess that's what happens when you're spoiled. Ashamed that my high school GPA was under 4.0, my father pulled a few strings and got me accepted into his preferred university. Yeah, he totally cheated the system there. What a nice guy. He wants me to run the family business or whatever, to become just like him and take over the company someday. Let's do that. He'd want me to get into the best school possible. I have no choice but to go along with his plans. I don't know what I want to do anyway. Maybe I should become a doctor or a lawyer. A lawyer seems to be working out for you if you just solved that case from nothing. Settling on my father's dreams is as good as anything, I guess. It does feel a little depressing knowing I have no clue what I want to become though. But if it can't be helped, I guess it can't be helped. There's a save point somewhere. My thoughts are interrupted by the footsteps of an unknown person. Mr. Golder? A tall man approaches us wearing a jet black suit and sunglasses. That's me. Did Jack send you down here to pick us up as I asked? Correct, sir. And you are Gilligan? Yeah, I'm Gilligan. Understood. Follow me this way, please. The man led us through the various security procedures. The customs people screen our luggage as they do with everyone and allow us onto the ship. Thank you for your cooperation. The cruise will begin shortly, but the ship will remain stationary for the time being. So please make sure everyone in your party is here before departure. Right, I'll make sure everyone's here. Take care. The man in black leaves, returning to the monitor at the outside of the ship. Returning to monitor outside the ship. Hey, Galvano, you made it. You were almost late. An attractive young woman comes running towards us, waving her hand at my father and causing a small earthquake. Am I supposed to know who she is? Wah ha ha ha. Well, I'm here, aren't I? No reason to worry, my dear. Oh, and are you Gilligan? She points her hand at me. Yeah, Gilligan Golder. Nice to meet you. Eliza Jones. Eliza Jones. Nice to meet you too. Your father's told me a lot about you. I suppose he does like to brag. I can only wonder what he's saying about me is good or not. That's right, you two haven't met before. I told you I invited all the company's executive board members here, didn't I? Eliza's the CCO. Chief Commercial Officer. And you, Gilligan? Huh? I'm not a company member. I've never even seen the inside of the building. Wah ha ha ha. Someday you will. Someday. Eliza turns around, waving at two more people I haven't seen before. Are these the other company members? You run too fast, Eliza. I'm still awake. I'm still paying attention. I promise. Sorry about my yawning. There's no real hurry, you know. Although, considering it's Galvano, it wouldn't have been too surprising for him to miss the ship. Hey. I might be getting a little slow in my old age, but I'm still Galvano. Underestimating me would be a careless mistake. Says the person who missed his flight to California. Ooh, roasted. That's the reason we ended up so close to being late to get here. But we did get here in time, didn't we? That's all that matters in the end. Wahahaha. Exactly. Some people make a big deal out of it sometimes. Oh, are you Gilligan? Well, I mean, it is important that you don't want to miss your flight to a cruise on a ship, so I guess you can make a little bit of a deal out of it. Nah, I forget I said that. Oh, are you Gilligan? I was wondering when we get to meet you. Howard Lujan. Howard Lujan, if I've said that right. Chief Operating Officer. Blythe Caliso. Chief Financial Officer. It's a pleasure to meet you, Gilligan. The two of them stretch out their hands, and I comply. Nice to meet you both. Sorry if I'm a bit more boring than my dad's stories lead you to believe. Oh, come on now. We've just met you. But I bet by the end of this cruise, we'll have lots of fun memories. I hope so too. Do you like games, Gilligan? Yeah. Who doesn't? Of course. Then perhaps we should play a little icebreaker game to get to know each other better. Ow! Oh, he was being slapped, I think. Oh, that was me. I can tell you all about Gilligan. You see, when he was a little kid, he... Hey! There's no need to embarrass me. You know, maybe we can save this game for later. Gilligan probably wasn't expecting to be bombarded with questions. Yeah, that's... The ship suddenly shakes and I jump back in response. We must be ready to take off. Eliza giggles, but I can't help that I get scared so easily. Sorry about my yawning. There's a reason I don't like engine noises. If I had to answer one of those icebreaker games, that reason would probably be the thing I'd tell people. However, it brings up some bad memories, so I try to avoid mentioning it whenever possible. I try to block out that part of my memory whenever possible too. Thinking about my past makes me sick. Hopefully this game doesn't go on too long. My father approaches one of the suited men and asks him something I can't hear. Then the two of them approach our group. Please follow me. At Mr. Golder's request, I will guide you through the ship on a short tour. It won't take very long. The five of us follow the man into the interior of the ship. Welcome aboard the ship. Today will be her first voyage since 1962. The ship has been completely refurnished, although the layout remains exactly the same it was 50 years ago. The first deck is off limits to passengers, as the engine room, boiler room, and employee rooms are located there. Please follow me around the second deck. This door leads to the dining hall. Originally, large parties were held there, complete with ballroom dances and performances on stage. We will do our best to recreate the original atmosphere by having performances of our own. The tour continues until we finally reach the fifth deck. Mr. Golder has requested 4 rooms for you on this floor. The guest rooms here are twice as large as the ones below this deck. They all contain a bedroom, sitting room, balcony, bathroom, and closet. So which rooms are ours? Rooms 502 through 505 are the rooms you selected during reservation. They are all next to each other along this wall. Here are the card keys. You mean key cards. The man holds up 4 key cards. Each one has a room number distinctly marked on them. If you lose any keys, you may come to the front desk and ask for assistance. The maid assigned to your floor will help you. One last thing. The 6th deck can be reached via the stairs at the end of the hall. From there you'll be outside on deck, and you can reach the captain's room as well. Are there any remaining questions? Then please enjoy your stay. If you need anything, we will be at your service. The suited man bows before exiting down the hall. Okay. He goes upstairs and presumably to the captain's room on the 6th deck. Alright. Everyone will meet up this hallway for dinner around 6 o'clock. I've also reserved VIP seating and asked for the best cook they have. It'll be an amazing dinner. The other companies are in agreement, saying their farewells to us. Then they go into their separate rooms. My father and I will be staying in the same room. I was a last minute addition and all the other rooms were taken, so it worked out like this. Luckily, there are 2 beds for us to sleep on. For that same reason, there is only 1 key to the room. It's horribly inconvenient, but I heard most cruise ships are in pain, so I'll deal with it. We enter the room. My father walks over to one of the beds, setting his luggage down. I do the same on the bed across the room. We begin unpacking, using the dresser opposite the beds to store our things. Near the dresser is a plasma TV, as well as a closet. Hey Gilligan, did you see this balcony over here? The view's great. My father walks onto the balcony, taking a good look outside. I pay it no mind and open the door to the bathroom. Oh, hello Celia. Cecilia, I think? Suddenly, I see a girl standing in total shock. She looks about my age and is wearing some kind of uniform. Why? The girl jumps back, frightened at the sight of me. Sorry? Still shaking from nervousness, she doesn't respond. What's going on over there, Gilligan? My father finally looks over and sees the girl cowering behind the bed. What the? Not even an hour into the cruise and you're already making women cry? Get your act together, boy. What? I didn't do anything. I don't care where that girl came from. She could be an... I don't even know what I did wrong. How many times do you think I knew what I did wrong when I apologized to your mother? Now don't drag her into this. Please, stop. It's my fault. The girl stands up, wiping her tear-covered face. She makes an awkwardly forced smile, probably in an attempt to smooth things over. You see, cruise ship maids shouldn't be cleaning the room. We're supposed to do all the cleaning while the guests are away. So when I heard you two coming in, I got scared and hid. I'm sorry. Don't worry about it, miss. Yeah, don't worry about it. In fact, I think it livened things up around here. It did? Then as an employee of the ship, I am glad to have made your cruise more enjoyable. After looking a bit flustered, the girl takes a minute to regain her composure. Well then, I should probably be leaving now. I still have a few more rooms I need to clean. If you need me, just call. She waves her hand, almost like a salute, and then dashes out of the room, the door shutting behind her. Well, wasn't that interesting? Already met a cute girl. Yeah. With that incident finally over, I step into the bathroom. Oh, so she left a key ring in there. She must have forgotten in her hurry. There's a good number of metal keys attached. Guess I should do the right thing and return them to her. I leave the room, hoping to return the keys to their maid, but she's nowhere in sight. Nearby, standing in front of one of the doors in the hallway, is a man in a trench coat and fedora. Who is this person? He isn't anyone I know, nor is he another company member or employee, so he must be known by— Oh, that was a different guy. My bad. This is the guy that solved that murder mystery. I can't quite put my finger on it, but a guy like him seems out of place here. Maybe it's that goofy-looking outfit he's wearing. What are you staring at? Oh, nothing. Looks like you need something. Spit it out. Have you seen a maid? She left her keys in my room. Yeah, she's cleaning my room at the moment. Kinda pissed me off being so inconvenient. Then can you give these to her? I raise the key ring into the air, dangling it in front of him. He gives me a questionable look before swiping the keys from my grip. You're awfully trusting of total strangers. A bit too much in my opinion. Don't worry though, you can trust me. I'll return these keys for you. I've had people tell me that before. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks. I walk back to my room and knock on the door to be let back inside. This cruise ship really has some strange people in it. I'm going to head out to the bar. What about you? I think I'll just watch television for a while. Alright. Remember, we'll meet up with the others for dinner in the hallway at 6:30. Don't be late. Right, I won't. Have fun. My father leaves the room with a somewhat disappointed look on his face. I'm sure he wants me to do something other than watching television in here. But I don't really feel like doing anything else. Even when I try to liven up his standards, I always mess something up anyway. So I might as well relax and enjoy myself at the very least. I look through the balcony screen door. San Francisco's still in plain view. And with that, I think I'm going to end this episode here. I've been recording for about a half an hour now. I'm not sure how much longer this game is. Hopefully it shouldn't be too much longer. I'm going to see if I can save. Oh, here we go. Right click. Yep, save. Save up here. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you're enjoying this little visual novel so far. I am quite enjoying it as well. It's probably going to be a murder mystery soon. Hopefully I get to do more than just read stuff, even though I am enjoying this. But let's hope something interesting happens in the future. So thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe to my awesome channel, and I will see you guys next time. Later, everyone.